Okay, so I just showed you the different variations of the push-ups and what effect you could do and how you could play with that to take a regular push-up and make it a little more explosive. Now, before I get to the next exercise, I also want to, I forgot to tell y'all a little earlier, so I might as well tell you now. Sleep is my nickname. Just growing up, everybody called me Sleepy. But maybe in like my mid-20s, I ain't gonna tell my age, but maybe in my mid-20s, I came up with the phrase "don't sleep." For those of you who don't know what "don't sleep" is, don't sleep means don't underestimate me, or don't underestimate me, or you'll be surprised what I could do. So it's basically just a play off my name, sleep, but don't sleep. So I decided to put don't sleep body sculpting. And when I say body sculpting, that's just a real fancy way of me saying conditioning and toning your entire body. So that's how the name came up, just to make sure y'all with me. All right, so pretty much explained what the push-ups was and the different variations or whatnot. Now I want to go to a little leg movement. So now I want to go to the lunge. The lunge is a real good movement for strength. Each leg strength, both legs together strength. It's a real good exercise for toning, conditioning, endurance, and whatnot. So let me explain the lunge. Now, when I'm in the gym, or if I see people working out, I see people making a mistake of doing a lunge like this. They step out, then they lunge. Now, for those of you who really doesn't have a lot of knowledge about exercising and whatnot, what I just did may not seem that wrong to you. Well, what's wrong with this picture is, I'm gonna say right here, this knee is over my toe. So what that's doing is putting a lot of pressure on my knee and on the muscles around my knee as well as my lower back. So to do a regular lunge, a correct proper lunge, we do want to step out. But instead of lunging forward, we want that back leg to go straight down. So we step out, back leg goes straight down. Now if you look, this knee is firmly behind my toes, my back is up straight, all the pressure is on my thighs and my back leg where it should be, not on my knees. And from here, we just want to explode up from that front foot. Bang, switch, out, down, bam. Look at my posture. Out, down, bam. Out, down, bam. Now, I displayed the basic lunge. Now, just like the push-up exercise, I'm going to take a basic lunge and we're going to make it a little more challenging. Like I said, don't do this at home, but just I want to give you some ideas and let you know how you can take basic body weight exercises and really make them real challenging. So, we just did a stationary counter lunge. Now I want to do a walking lunge. Bam. Real relaxed. Then we go back. So there you have it. So that's the basic lunge. Then we went into a walking lunge with a reverse walking lunge. The benefits of this is, like I said, conditioning, toning, endurance, nice muscle leg strength. Things you really want, especially when that summertime hit. So going into the next exercise. So we did the push-ups, showed you the variations of the push-ups. We did the lunge. Now what I want to do, I want to show you a little exercise that really works the core area. Now me personally, I'm not too big on sit-ups. They have their moments. I like to really engage the core. And another thing about sit-ups, when you're laying down sometimes, let me show you. When you're laying down sometimes, say you're doing a regular sit-up or a crunch. Let's do a crunch. Or you go like that. You really putting your spine in a real uncomfortable position, in a real dangerous position if you're putting too much pressure on it. So what you really want to do is something that I kind of came up with. I call this a standing crunch. So what we're going to do is you'll stand with your arms straight out. Little bit of bend in your knee, not too much, but never want to just stay straight up. A little bit in the knee, remember our posture. You want to have your arms out, and all you want to do is lean back, breathe out. When I'm leaning back, I'm taking off the pressure off my lower back, I'm holding it, and I'm squeezing my stomach. I'm breathing in as I go back, breathing out. Another thing this is, of course, I'm working my core area, but if you notice my arms, I'm not moving my arms. So right now, I'm getting the core work, and I'm getting a little bit of shoulder and arm work. Now imagine if you put little dumbbells or medicine ball and hold it like that. I think you see where I'm going with that. It's a lot of different things you could do. So I'm really not for the lay on the ground crunch. Let's get creative. Let's use our mind a little bit. So there. Another exercise I like to do for the core, we did our standing crunches. Now I want to do something called the plank. The plank is very hard, but it's very beneficial. I guarantee you this, if you get your planks down, That stomach will be nice and tight. You'll have a lot more energy, and you'll never want to do a crunch again. So it's 2 ways you can do a crunch. We're gonna do a plank. We're gonna do a standard plank. The way we do a standard plank is we get on our forearms and our toes. That's it. And all we want to do is just hold. So just like in a push-up, everything is neutral. My back and my neck is aligned. I'm squeezing my core. I'm not letting my hips sag. I'm not letting them up. Everything is straight. Now I could do this for about a minute or two, but just for right now, I just want to show you for about 10 seconds. Then you can also do a push-up plank. Same thing. Hold yourself up in a push-up position. Don't sag. Don't go up too high. Everything is straight. Just squeeze that muscle. And there you have it. You do that, say you can only do 10 seconds. That's okay. You got to start from somewhere. Do 10 seconds. Next week, your goal is to get to 15 seconds. You always want to make small goals, not just in fitness, in life, period. That's for another show. You always want to make small goals in fitness. So you can only do 10 seconds of planks 1 week. Your goal for next week, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Always make a goal that's small that you know you could conquer. And once you start accomplishing small goals, you'll end up with the larger goals. All right, so we back. Now, we did the push-ups, we did the lunge, we did the don't sleep, standing crunches, and I showed you the plank. Right now, I want to show you a little something that we all familiar with ever since we was yay high, the jumping jacks. But I'm gonna show you how we can make the jumping jacks a little more challenging as well. So we're gonna start with the basic jumping jack. So of course, your legs and your arms come out together. So that's a basic jumping jack. So what I have my clients do, and sometimes what I do is, once I get them to that point, I'll have them keep their elbows like this, and I'll give them, depending on where they at, 2, 2.5, 5 pound. I usually don't go no higher than 10. That's really at the most. I really like to say between the 2 and the 5, but I like to do jumping jacks with your elbows tucked and weights. So right now I don't have no weights with me, but I want you to know what I mean. So now, of course, right now I don't have no weight, so it doesn't really look that challenging. But even if you have 2.5 pounds on each side, that's 5 total, and you jumping like that, keeping your elbows like that, and that posture is really, really taxing. And another thing I like to do is what I call quick time jumping jacks. So let's say I have a client, we're kind of ending his session, or we're in our conditioning routine. So let's say I'll have him do, let's say 25 jumping jacks. I have him do 25 jumping jacks, but the last 15 will be double time, quick. So count them off: 24, 3, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, double time. And then we'll finish the thing. Now I'm not gonna go all the way to 1 to save my energy and my breath. But if you do that a couple times in a circuit fashion, you'll really get conditioned and you'll really feel that workout. Another plug I wanna add in. The reason I do these type of exercises, my sessions are only 30 minutes. I get away with the hour training. Every now and then I may go to 40, 45 minutes, because sometimes I like to have fit tests with my clients just to monitor their progress and whatnot, excuse me. But for the most part, half an hour. I don't wanna waste your time. We got a lot of things we wanna do in life. Exercise should not be that long. So what I wanna do now is, I wanna show you a little routine where we combine everything I just showed you, from the push-ups to the lunges, to the standing crunches, to the planks, to the jumping jacks. We're gonna do all that in one little circuit. Now I'm only gonna do this one time, but I have my clients do it between 3, 4, and 5 times quick. Just quick. It could be a warm-up or it could be an end of a session. It's real taxing, real challenging, but it gets results. So for this sake, I'm gonna keep everything at a low number. So let's start with the push-ups. Let me go to the claps.